to bouncing back this week. We got a tough opponent in Georgia State. Got to do a good job of traveling. Play an upstart program that has a very talented football team. And the big thing with us is we got to get over the tough defeat that we had against Jacksonville State Saturday night. Find a way to put our guys in a good position to play well on Saturday and be better in critical situations. And I think that's the big key with us right now. We're doing some good things, but we're not doing the things we need to do in the critical spots of a ball game in order to beat good football teams. And that's something we're going to really focus on this week. Any questions?
What, after you've seen the film, what jumped out at you the most as far as, you talked about points left on the field, why did that happen? How did you look at the film?
It's very obvious. We just had some breakdowns on our PAT field goal team. We didn't do a good job of projecting. We didn't do a good job of kicking. So, right there's 4 points. And then at the end of the game, we made a critical mistake on whether to field the punt or not, and that led to another 3 points. And basically, that's pretty much the difference, in the point total of the ball game. But the bottom line is I don't know that we're playing up to our level all the time, and I think that's one thing, and that goes back on me. That's my job to make sure that we do play to that type of level all the time. We didn't play with as much enthusiasm as we need to play for 2 straight weeks. I think you go back to UT Martin. Part of that was because it was an odd week. I attribute some of that, to being a short week. I attribute maybe some of it this past weekend that, we may have been a little nervous out there and we're played a little tentative, and that showed at times. One thing that, you continue to plagues us a little bit as we, not an excuse, it's a fact, I hate to even say it, but it's one thing. You look at the beginning of the game. I think Quay Huzzy had 15 tackles. Sam Small had 16 tackles. Early in the game, and they're making those tackles at the line of scrimmage. As the game went on, we're making those tackles 4 and 5 yards downfield. And, we're asking those guys to play 90 snaps a game, plus special team snaps and things of that nature. So, I think due to some of our lack of depth at certain spots, at the end of the game, we're wearing down a little bit. Now, how do you solve that? Well, you get better depth, and the other thing is you don't allow them to cram the ball down your throats for that long a period of time. You get more 3 and outs, and good things will happen to you. So, again, we got to make some plays when the game's on the line, and when we didn't do that the other night. And if playing Jacksonville State, you better do it, or they'll find a way to win, and that's what happened.
I know that Jacksonville State blitzed so much, but are you concerned about getting more yards at all, or is it okay with you just to go ahead and throw the ball that much just to make up for that?
Well, y'all make a bigger deal about that than I do. The bottom line is scoring points, and we didn't score enough the other night, and that was not due to a lack of being able to run the football. That was due to some lack of communication. We right there at the end of the half, man, we had a really good play called. Is there, and not all the guys got the signal, and so it looked like a sorry call. And in actuality, if we run it right, it probably scores a touchdown, and then we got a few more rushing yards. If that's what you're looking for. But of course, we would like to run the ball better. The other day, though, when you're playing a bear defense with 7 guys around the football and you only got 5 to block them, you better throw the ball. Ever since I've been coaching, when you play a team that plays bear defense, tell quarterback receivers better lick your chops because we're fixing to throw the ball a whole bunch till they get out of it. Could we run the ball better? Well, I'd like to. But again, you got to do what the defense is allowing you to do. And the other night, they were not allowing us to run the ball very well because they're bringing 7 guys and we only got 5 to block them. And in the pass game, we can let the running back pick up. So that's 6. and then so somebody else got to be open. So you know that's one reason that we're not running the ball as much. But again, bottom line is score points. You know, the Tennessee State, we didn't run the ball very much, and you know we scored a whole bunch of points. So that's all I look forward to do. How many points do we score, and how many points do we give up?
Are you satisfied with Mike Harris' play so far this year?
Well, I'm never satisfied with anybody. I mean, I'll never will be. I had an old football coach tell me one time that if you're ever satisfied it's time to die, you got nothing else to look forward to. But yeah, we need to step up. You know, we got a bunch of guys that need to step up to the plate a little bit more. You know, he has not had that many opportunities the past couple games, and you know maybe at times we get away from some of that due to what we're seeing. But you know we do need him to start having some big games again, and we got to do a good job of finding a way to get him the football and make so he can make some plays.
You talked about you know, making those critical plays in ball games, and that's something you guys are going to focus on. Where does that start?
Well, I mean, you can't go out there and you can't go out there and make it happen. I mean, the bottom line is we gotta prepare better. We got to practice better. We got to play with more of a chip on our shoulder. You know, we got some guys on the team that, I mean, you know, they got to step up and whatnot, and then but that all starts with me and our coaching staff, and we got to make sure that we demand that more. So than we are, and we need to get to where we get to. I don't think, you know, like I said all year, I think we're a better team. I don't know that we've reached the point where I know we haven't reached the point where we need to be, but at certain spots I don't think we're achieving our full potential, and we got to get that done, and so we're going to practice a little bit harder, and we're going to make sure that that we start getting that done somehow, some way. You know, I don't have all the answers right now, but by tomorrow at 3:55 we'll have them.
How good was it to see Dontrell have that 54-yard punt return and to actually look like he's healthy and to be able to perform like that and be clutch at that moment?
Well, he made a great individual effort. We had a couple good blocks on the play, and we had a few guys not do what they're supposed to. So a lot of it was him just making a play. But you know he's still not 100%, and he did look good on that play. But it was good because we need him to be 100% to help us out and reach, be able to win some more ball games.
What do you know about Georgia State? What you're going to see out of them?
Well, they're going to be a big physical-looking team. I'll assure you that. I mean, they've done a good job of recruiting. I mean, they don't go too far from home, and there's a lot of good players that they've picked up right there. Defensively, they like to move their front a bunch, kind of try to get you confused with all the different looks that they show you. They got a fine coaching staff. John Thompson's the defensive coordinator, he's head coach at East Carolina, and was a great D coordinator over at Southern Miss for a while. Of course, Bill Curry's the head coach. John Bonds, their offensive coordinator, had a great run at Northern Illinois back when they were really rolling good. So, they got some good staffs. They're able to do a lot of things offensively. They're very diverse. They'll get back there and throw it a little bit. They'll run a little option, jet sweeps, things of that nature. The one question mark is they suspended a bunch of quarterbacks early in the year. I haven't watched their offense much yet as far as personnel goes. I don't know if they've let them come back earlier, but this was the week that they were supposed to let them come back. But they may have let them come back a little sooner. So, those guys are some X factors there that may not have gotten as many reps up to this point. But they had an off week last week, so I'm sure they'll be ready.
What about playing indoors? You ever played indoors?
No, I haven't. I haven't ever played in there. So that'll be a unique experience. I don't know that any of our guys, well, some of them have. I've got some guys that they played the state championship games in the Georgia Dome and in the semifinals there, and I have some guys that have played in there for those events. But it'd be neat. Get to play where the Falcons play. Close to my hometown, so we're looking forward to going down to Georgia and putting on a good show.
How many friends and family do you think you will have
Oh, we got a bunch of them. I'm trying to work some players for some tickets. A little more playing time for some extra tickets. You got to do what you got to do, because all the guys from Georgia, they're working those players too for tickets. So you got to have an ace in the hole to get those tickets. But we'll have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of folks that can't get there, and then I'll have a lot of folks that were some good fans for me at Georgia Southern and Valdosta State that'll be at the game as well. So I'm really hoping that we go down there and play well.
Your schedule this year, I don't know, maybe before the start of the season, it may not have looked that brutal, but you've had some travel and you've caught teams, off their off weeks or, with some extra breaks, and it seems like you guys haven't had that rest. Has it been a little tougher maybe than you thought, or just?
I think, we played some good teams. I mean, we start out played Louisville first game and played well, and then, we go to Mississippi Valley and game you should win. And then, UT Martin is a little better than everybody gave them credit for. And of course, we didn't play well, and it was a short week, got out of routine a little bit. Then we had the long, the layoff. And then, fall break, just, not that was an issue, but it got you out of routine just a little bit, as far as your everyday deal. And then, like you said, you're playing teams with longer prep time and things of that nature. Yeah, I'm sure some of it, had a little bit to do with that. But, when it's all said and done, it's our job to go out there and play. We can't let those things distract us. And I think that's one issue that we have is, we're not mature enough as a football team yet to put aside those distractions and focus on the important things, and that's preparing yourself to play on Saturday. And that's where we got to get better.
And with your kicking team, have you evaluated it further to make any decisions this week yet? Or?
Well, we'll go through like we do every week. Last week we went out there and I worked the other guys in there, and when it was all said and done, the PAT field goal team that was on the field, they practiced the best during the week. So last night it was kind of split between Keenan and Brandon Potts. We'll play that out as the week goes on and kind of make a decision there in the latter part of the week. But just like every week, all the positions are open, and whoever practices the best gets the first shot to go out there and make it happen on Saturday. But there possibly could be a change at the PAT position. I still feel more comfortable with Keenan being the field goal guy because he has a stronger leg. But we'll see. I'm not ready to make that decision yet.
How long has it been since you've had competition at the kicker spot? I mean, I know that every week there's competition, but real threatening competition.
Been a long time. Been a long time. I've had some great kickers in my career that have gone in there, and it didn't matter what they saw or what was happening. They'd go in there and knock it on through, and we're struggling there. I mean, we've struggled at that spot on the PATs all season long, and that's something that you can't do. I mean, those points, boy, they put you in a bind, sometimes, and we put so much emphasis on our team of blocking one. Every now and then, that could be that's the difference in winning the big ball games and not winning them. So we got to improve there, no doubt about it.